She went online. She says you two are not together. This is like public while the season is happening.
It is. Yeah, I think what happens is as the show plays, Natalie gets angry and she sees it and she reads a lot of comments that come online and she responds with in the moment stuff. I would say that it's definitely been a wild ride with Natalie. You know, I care for Natalie a lot. I do.
Yeah.
I know that you've heard that, but I really do, because I felt like Natalie didn't have anybody else to turn to. You know, like if she was in trouble or she needed something, like I was the person to call. And so I always thought, like, if I wasn't there to help, like who's going to be there for her? Who's going to help her? And so that.
Hold on a minute. What? That is some bullshit. Because hold on a minute. If you really want to be this person that is there for Natalie, then you wouldn't, lead her on. You would make things you know what? You can argue and say that yes, he's made things abundantly clear, but at the same time, the things that he has said online, or not online, sorry, on the show, may not be the things he says to her off air, behind closed doors. Because the matter of the fact is, this man has led her on for time after time. She's broke up with him 3 times, and he has dragged himself back into her life 3 times. For somebody that says that Natalie is unpredictable, which I do agree with, but for somebody who says that she's unpredictable, which is why he does not want to bring her to his house, why he doesn't even want her to know where he lives, why he doesn't even want her to be near his kids, is because she's unpredictable in her behavior. Now, somebody riddle me this. Why would you, drag yourself back into someone's life 3 times, not once, not twice, 3 times, knowing that person is unpredictable? So therefore, full well you're never going to have this person actually in your life. At the end of the day, his relationship with Natalie is going to go one or 2 ways. Either 1, he kept dragging her back in because he just enjoyed sleeping with her, or 2, it's nothing but just a business transaction where they just have to continuously be on the show for whatever benefit that they both have, whether that be financial or promoting themselves in their own, in their own fields, if you see what I'm saying. So for him to sit here and talk about how he cares for Natalie, how, he wanted to be that person, or he was the only person that she could come and turn to, wait, hold on a minute. But why? I mean, in the last season that these two were on, we saw Natalie bring her mum to America. She arrived in Florida, and then after they took a flight or a drive straight to LA, and Josh was like, okay, so why are you here? Natalie was like, well, because you promised me this, promised me that, when he said, no, I didn't. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like their whole relationship has been on and off. It has been a yo-yo. It has been a complete flop, a complete calamity. I don't know what type of BS he's trying to pull here, but god diddly damn.
That pulled on my heartstrings a lot, and I think that kind of strung our relationship along a little bit, because I was holding on to like, well, I don't know what's going to happen to her, but I care for her, so at the moment,
I don't know what's going to happen to her, so I care. What? So am I smoking something right now? When shiz is not making any sense? Can somebody please tell me an example of when Josh has ever shown to care for Natalie? I'm just curious. If you're going to talk about the financial side of things, about the fact that maybe he's helped her find a home, he's given her money for this and that, none of those things mean that somebody cares for you. Those things could easily mean that you are providing these services, so therefore you can control this person. What the hell just happened? I do apologize. I don't know what happened. My yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I honestly lost my thought of talk because something happened here. But anyway, let's continue. I think I've got us back where the video was before, but it is what it is.
I care for her, so at the moment I would say that, we're friends.
Yeah.
So
I'm holding out hope. I thought you two were a good couple.
Well, thank you. Yeah. It's definitely a lot to deal with, but I don't know. I guess we'll see where it goes.
Well, I think women, what we've learned from 90 Days in TLC in general is women are a lot to deal with. Like, I think, right? I mean,
it's funny that she says that women are a lot to deal with. I mean, the reason it's funny is because she just literally, the fact that she said that she thought Josh and Natalie was a good couple, and then proceeds to say that women are a lot to deal with. I won't lie to you. Any woman that says that Josh and Natalie were a good couple, clearly, yeah, you'd be very hard to deal with, because what? I mean, listen, let me know in the comment section, did you ever believe that Josh and Natalie were a good couple? I gotta know this. I gotta know this. What? Yeah, okay, about that.
What man that goes on a TLC franchise, doesn't have a
And to have Natalie and Jasmine on the same series is absolutely wild.
She went online. She says,
Yeah, I mean, I do agree that last one, having Natalie and Jasmine on the same series is wild. But to be honest with you, like, it hasn't been that bad, to be fair. I mean, Jasmine's been quite behaved, to be honest with you. So Natalie's definitely been Natalie no matter what. She's definitely stolen the show of being the most craziest, even though Jasmine threatened Natalie by saying that, you want to meet crazy? I'm crazy, you know. Oh, shut the hell up. What? Why do you need to tell someone that you're crazy? Like, if you're crazy, then that person will find out or know about it without you having to scream it, you know what I mean? You know what they say, right? The loudest person in the room is probably the biggest pussy of them all. You know what I mean? People that are tough don't scream it. You know what I mean? They stay quiet, and then once you trigger them, boom, bow, it happens. I don't know what I just did there. Anyway, with that being said, though, for me personally, this interview was nothing but a bunch of gobbledygook. Not from the host in particular, from Josh himself, because everything that he says was nothing but a bunch of waffle cake, waffle nonsense. What? How can this man say that? Oh yeah, you know, I wanted to basically I'll allow her to stay in my life because I cared for her. And you know, she was pulling my heartstrings. You're telling me that Natalie actually had an effect on your heartstrings? I must have been born last night. I must have been born this morning. Hell, I must still be in my mama's womb if I want to believe that nonsense. Are you crazy? Nah, but to be honest, if you listen, I mean, obviously, I understand that sometimes when people get interviews with cast members, you know, obviously they have to ask certain questions to help to make sure the cast members don't look a certain type of way and whatnot. So I wouldn't be surprised even if Sarah Fraser was put in a position where, you know, she was told what to ask or maybe what to say per se, or if she says certain things to keep a healthy relationship with TLC, so therefore she's actually able to have these interviews, because we know that she's notoriously known for getting interviews with, you know, a lot of cast members because she has a healthy relationship with 90 Day Fiancé, Sharp Entertainment, all that type of stuff. So, you know, normally I'd love to sit and be like, I can't believe that she didn't press him on this or ask him that and that, but I guess some people do what they gotta do to make sure that they get those exclusive, and they do what they gotta do to be liked and all that kind of mumbo jumbo. But meanwhile, me, could care less. I will keep it 100 no matter what. I'll ask what's needed asked, and I'll press what needs to be pressed. You hear me? Because I'm here for the people, for the audience. I'm not here for 90 day sharp manipulation type, whatever you want to call it, nonsense gibberish. But that's definitely not me coming at her necessarily. That's just me saying why I've decided not to kind of go in on her for not asking or saying things in ways, because Josh was waffling nonsense. The way I would have said to him, hold on a minute. So you're telling me that you care for Natalie and his heartstrings. Okay, so why is it that she's broke up with 3 times? You know, why is it she has not been able to come to your house? Why is it she not being able to meet your kids? And don't be telling me it's because she's unpredictable, because ain't nobody gonna be chasing someone 3 times that's unpredictable. Okay, so explain that bit. Why have you gone? You know what I mean? Like, really push onto him. I'm not hearing none of this nonsense. I mean, despite the fact that I agree that Natalie is somebody that's unpredictable and I wouldn't want her nowhere near me, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be a fool to this guy saying some gibberish that it doesn't line up with his behavior throughout the seasons. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is a conversation that Natalie and Josh are officially over. But remember, this is now 4th time they're over. So it doesn't mean that they're over. Don't be surprised if you see these two back again on another 90 Days Single Life. And also, let's talk about that. How come these two have only ever featured on the Single Life apart from The Last Resort? That tells me that you two have never been in a relation in the first place. Why were these two never in an actual 90 Day Fiancé episode or 90 Day Happily Ever After? This is what I'm saying. They were always on the Single Life. Let's just let that sink in. This guy wants to talk about heartstring bomber club. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.